Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Suspiria Truder, and welcome to Age of Wonders 3, which they were giving away for free on Steam the other day, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a look-see, because I happen to know there's another one of these, I think it's called Planetfall, coming out in the not-too-distant future, so, good time to just nip in and have a look-see. So I've played through the tutorial already, and that basically let me know this is a game that's turn-based and set on hexagons, so I'm pretty much ready to call it my Game of the Year already, but I also figured out something else. Because there's two different campaigns in this game, the Elven campaign and the Human campaign, and they sort of hate each other and they're at war. But if you begin the Elven campaign, they've got this to say about the humans.
Emperor Leonis promises to reward ambition regardless of race, creed, or descent. The Empire's machines roll forward, bringing wealth to those willing to crush all opposition.
So yeah, when even the people you're at war with are willing to describe your society as a meritocratic egalitarian paradise in which the loyal are rewarded, yeah, you're probably the good guys. I'm just going to be playing as the Commonwealth. Okay, on the downside, Edward Portsmouth certainly looks somewhat evil. Though that is a slightly evil expression, slightly evil haircut, but hopefully he's not actually evil. Meanwhile, the rebel leader is Oscar Van Helden, who doesn't look very evil. I mean, he's got an evil scar, and he's wearing some form of cloak made out of golden coins. That's all fairly evil, but the game does assure me his alignment is actually pure evil. We've objectively numerically measured it, damn it, so he's definitely the evil one, not me. And yes indeed, we've got to put down some rebels, find a secret behind a frozen goddess, and keep Larissa, this woman over here, nice and safe because she's the Emperor's niece. So you don't want to accidentally get her killed, he'd be really annoyed. Anyway, this is a tactical turn-based game, so I need to get myself set up, get some cities going on, get an economy going on, because yeah, right now I'm losing money every turn because I've got no cities. But that's fine, I brought these guys with me. These guys are basically settlers from civilization, so we can use them to get some cities down as soon as I find a good space to actually put down a city. So, Edward, there's a watchtower over there. Get over there, have a little look-see, what we can actually see. And there we go. Village is well defended. I didn't expect the rebels to be this organised. Right, that there is an enemy village. Let's not antagonise that just yet, because I've got, like, no troops or whatever. Let's keep away from that for now, though. Actually, I do have a decent enough starting army right here. So yeah, I've got myself a handful of long swordsmen, so nice big chunky land to the front. Then we've got some archers, obviously soft and squishy, but do a lot of damage from range, keep them at the back. And then civic guard, some nice irregular troops who can do a bit of both. So they can kind of fill both roles, so good troops for in the middle. Okay, so I've got a decent enough starting army. Need to find a place to actually set up a city. So this all looks like this will do, actually. Start you moving in that direction. You can see every unit's got itself a number of movement points because this is all turn-based. So these guys are under movement points. We'll just have to crack on next turn. Now, we were also told to keep Larissa safe under all circumstances, so just for safety, let's merge her into this army. That way she's always going to have some protection. And the game pretty much wants me to slap down my first structure here because, yeah, there's the ruins of an old city, just to let you know where you ought to slap down your first settler. So, yes, indeed. Next turn, we'll actually have a city right there. Still got one settler in place. Just start you moving in the right direction. Make sure you've actually got yourself, yeah, a few friends just to keep you safe. You can actually start moving on too. Let's just go and keep my city nice and protected for the time being. Until they actually take that watchtower off me, that's now going to be mine. And I also need to do a bit of research so I get better and better as the game goes on. So okay, what do I like the look of here? Seafaring. Well, everything seems to be a bit frozen. There's not much water going on, so how about we skip that? This will do as a starting point, more spellcasting points, more spells a turn, because yeah, we're playing a high fantasy game in case you hadn't guessed, so there's going to be lots of magic casting. Probably that's very useful indeed. Anyway, that's all I can do for now, so end my turn, and now my enemy gets to have a go. And it looks like Oscar is not rushing out to meet me. Good, good, good. That's marvellously good news. And there we go, I've now got a city. And as you can see here, it's on a hexagon, and all of the hexes around it are now part of that city, meaning every building caught within the city's radius affects the city positively. So this gold mine here is producing more and more money per turn, and this great farm over here is adding to the population. Absolutely flippin' marvellous. And now as a result of that city being down, yes indeed, we've got ourselves a profit. Beautiful. And much like production in Civilization, this city's got a certain amount of base production. As a result of that, it can produce things at a certain speed. So if I wanted a new longswordsman, that would take 1 turn. But archers, because they actually need, yes, 70 production, would take 2. So rather than rushing out some units, I've actually got some units to start me off here. probably best I actually start investing in this city and make it a little bit on the better side. Ah, now this would do the job. A basic laboratory right here, because right now I'm getting plus 20 to knowledge. It's a little candle symbol up top. So plus another 10, that basically speeds up my research by 50%. Yeah, go on then, we'll make that happen. And as for Larissa, she should probably just go around and do a little bit of exploring. And hello, what have you got over there? We've got ourselves production resources moved to Cetheris and... Ah! I found a pile of building materials or something, so I can give myself a free laboratory or a free Dreadnought's Foundry. I don't know what that is, but it sounds badass, so we're going to give ourselves a free one of them. Marvellous. Still, that's not all Larissa's found. There's something over here as well, what looks like just a couple of wolves or something. Sorry, wargs officially. So, we can get over to them momentarily and... No, there was also a Yeti there. So hang on, there's... Yes, a Yeti and 2 wargs. But beyond them, big old pile of gold. Right, let's go and murder them. Well, we'll do that next turn. I'm out of move points. But in the meantime, my other settler may as well wander up in this direction. Because this seems like a good spot for a city. Oh, hang on, there's something bad there. Right, some little locals of some description. Some goblins or something. But there is, however, yeah, magma forge for bonus production. And gold mine for even more gold. Yeah, I think we're going to get set up here, actually. That'd be lovely. And just keep pressing randomize till I find something I like the looks of. Nick Wind. Marvellous. So, brand new day, 2 cities. I can still see what's going on with that watchtower. So we know these guys aren't moving out just yet. This should all work marvellously. But I'm guessing we're not making any more progress along this map until we've cleared out that town. So... that's all fine. Let's get a bit of practice in the combat first, because yeah, this will be a good little introduction to combat right here. Larissa should be able to handle this no problem whatsoever, because Yetis, yeah, they've got nothing special really. They just run up to you and punch you in the face. So for combat, we nip down onto the ground and play a little bit of a turn-based hex game down over here. So defenders get the first move, the Yetis start running at us, the Wargs start running in too. Marvellous. And this will do very, very nicely indeed. So yeah, what we've got here is a bit of a nice tight area that the Yeti's going to struggle to fit through. So my long swordsman could go and block that up very, very nicely indeed. But before we do that, let's soften them up a bit because of course we've got some archers. There's a certain amount you can move, but if you don't move much, you get to attack 3 times. Move a little bit into the yellow, you can attack twice. Move a long way into the orange, you can only attack once. So... if I'm lucky... hang on, you guys move over here. You got a shot now. Yes, they've now got a shot. But unfortunately, they've not got proper line of sight. So that's not really going to do much in the way of damage. So, move them a bit closer. Yeah, you've probably got a better shot at those guys over there, to be honest. So, just open fire on them. Get a couple of shots in. So, shot number 1 and shot number 2. Beautiful. So, those wargs take a little bit of damage, but they'll be coming at me next turn. So, what I probably want to do is... protect my archers with these here long swordsmen. So you guys come over here, just defensive stance please, guard as best you can. Now let's see what we've got over here. Now at this point, okay, unfortunately the wolves could get round to the archers if they really wanted to. Hopefully they won't. And as for Larissa, she's a mage, so she does have shock bolts, or she can just charge in and attack. So, hang on, how effective would those shock bolts be? 3 attacks of 2 to 3 damage apiece. Not great, but it'll do as a starting point. So, in we go. Bolt number 1, and bolt number 2, and bolt number 3. So, we've at least started softening them up a little bit. And yeah, for my actual long swordsman, do I want them to actually charge in? They'll take a big counterattack. Yeah, you know what, you guys, come over here and just go into guard mode, please. But here's the fun thing, of course. Even though Edward's not here, as a commander, he gets to get involved. So, he can just cast a spell. It's a bit on the expensive side, but as that Yeti seems a bit on the tough side, yes indeed. How about a big old fireball right on his head? Marvellous. And in comes a meteorite, and we've got 1 dead Yeti. Lovely. So that's all we can do. Time for the enemy to have their turn. So the independents are on the move. They're going to come in, but I'm going to get a bit of a counter-attack. So yeah, basically, we've just smashed each other in the face. Good. They decided to actually go for my soldiers, not for the archers. So as a result of that, yeah, the counter-fire was way more devastating than the actual fire. And we're now in a very, very good place indeed. So yeah, human civic guard can just actually fire over there. Those guys have got 40 health, 5 to 7 damage, nothing too bad at all. We did unfortunately lose one of our units of soldiers because yes, a Yeti went and ate them, but what can you do, eh? Well, the first thing you can do is tell my soldiers to take out the Warg, who apparently gets the first strike because I don't know, they just flipping do. So, yeah, should be able to actually finish off them, no problem whatsoever. We'll take a little bit of damage, but there we go, they're taken care of. Very, very nice indeed. And as for my archers, you've got line of sight penalty. I don't think you've got line of sight penalty. I think you're going to be just fine, actually. So now you've moved into the right spot. And a 2, and a 3. And that guy's almost dead. Love it. And in fact, actually, my regulars can now get the kill. Spot the flip on. Nice. 1 dead Yeti. As for my civic guards, they can get a shot in over here. Not great, to be honest, but it'll do. So those wargs are now going to be running in, but other than that, that's the last group. Shouldn't be anything too dangerous at all. And honestly, yeah, they're going to be absolutely slaughtered. Just finish them off with the archers if you can. And the last shot goes in from the irregulars, and we win. So we've lost a unit, the other guys will heal up, but yeah, we did lose somebody. Bit unfortunate, but we can just train some more, that's fine. And that gets us a big old pile of gold, and also, hello, there's more back over here too. We have found ourselves a little fortress occupied by some orcs or something. Now with an enemy army nearby, probably best, yeah, we get up a basic wooden wall around my actual capital, just for flippin' safety. Aha, and I see what's going on here. Now that I've actually got that special foundry down, if I want to actually produce anything new, I need to do the right research. So go on then, let's get engineers and then in future, muskets sorted out. Muskets just sounds hilarious. But for the time being, let's put both my heroes inside my army, because yeah, that should actually do good work. And that means you can go and murder those little goblins up there, so we can actually get this little fountain inside our territory. And apparently they're actually trying to flee the battle. Oh, go on then. Just let them go. They knew they were beaten. Oh, this is bloody convenient. I was just getting set up, getting the basics sorted out, building a basic economy, and a lovely cannon's just shown up. Well, that's just marvellous. Together with a couple of engineers who have got themselves a lovely fiery blunderbuss. Oh, this is just marvellous. Right, everybody join together, please. Everybody join together. 2 musketeers. Right, you guys should have actually arrived in the first place. This is pretty darn good. Now, with a cannon in play, we're actually ready to make a move on a little fortress over here, little goblin fortress. Because, yeah, this looks like a good place for a third city. There's some good stuff around here, like there's a gold mine just to the north. So, let's get in there and murder these bastards. Now, there's nothing to stop me just running straight up to the wooden gate and just smashing it with infantry, but it's probably not a good idea, because they can stand on the defences, and ranged units on the defences are really, really damn strong. So, feels to me like the best thing to do is probably to actually say, screw you, we'll just take down your defences with a big old pile of trebuchets and cannons. Ah, I see. Cannons just found a great big line. Now, do you object to the fact there's people in front of us? No, you don't seem to. Good. They don't seem to have taken any damage at all. Lovely. Here we go. They're coming out to do a little bit of damage to us. So they've put a little bit of light damage into my archers. That's all absolutely fine. Because now we can knock them the hell down. Basically, screw you. I've got a trebuchet. And that means that wall is now a ramp. So push forward a little bit, and out of range for now. Come on. Right, range penalty, minus 50%. Well, we can do something to you at least. So fire, fire again. Marvellous. And you've just leveled up from that. Good, good, good. Now, cavalry works pretty well against these guys, so I could just charge in with my leader. Not a terrible idea. Got some long swords over there. Probably should just, yeah, start closing the gap with them. They take a little bit of time to move around because they're, you know, heavy and whatever. Still, they can just guard up here. Shouldn't be a problem. And as for my cannon, that's going to do some beautiful, beautiful work. And aha! Cannons are powerful, but need to be reloaded. I see the problem here. Well, Edward does have a musket on him, so screw you. You're about to be shot. There we go. That did a lot of good work right there. And as for his good friend Larissa, she can also shoot lightning out of her hands, which does seem more badass, yes. And looks to me like we are indeed ready to lay down the fire, finish off these guys once and for all, start sending in my heavy infantry ready to start moving up the walls. And for the cannon, yep, let's just have ourselves a brand new breach right there. Musketeers, move in. And don't ignore the engineers too, they've got some fun abilities going on here. So yeah, basic blunderbuss with fire damage, so highly effective against ice enemies, I'm guessing. They can throw a net to ensnare enemies, very, very nice indeed. So as a result of that, no move, no attack, no retaliate, for 2 turns. Okay, that's immensely powerful, let's remember that's there. And flashbangs can blind ranged units, so as a result of that, they can't actually do anything. Right, okay, you guys are bloody useful. And they're running out to take us on directly, because obviously they can open their own gate, doing a bit of damage to Larissa, so we've got to make sure she's 100% safe. But those guys started to try and rush my guys who are nice and well set up. You know what? I think we got this. The great swords are now exposed because they're no longer behind their walls. They've tried to come out to take out Larissa, so in which case, Trebuchet, open fire please. And that's going to do some good work right there. And right next to you, we've got some archers. Open fire too. That should be the end of you right flipping there. Love it. Now we can start opening fire, and these guys are absolutely flipping screwed. And this place is a fortress right now, so we want it to be a proper town. Spend a bit of money doing precisely that. I may have made a mistake. I thought that was going to become a town, but no, it's just become a slightly more tough fortress. So, probably best we just knock that down at some point. Yeah, that can just go away, actually. So we're going to be needing ourselves some form of new settler, actually. Here we go, 1 human settler. We can just afford that, spot on. And while that's in production, I'd say we are in very good shape to make a move on the capital of the evil guy, whatever his name was. We'll just be taking this off you two. So, hello there. I think we're now ready for a nice big scrap. Oh, yeah, this is proper stuff right here. This isn't just a fortress, this is a flipping town. Love it. So let's just start knocking down some defenses. And if they return to try and actually attack, we can just blast them with a massive cannon. Alright, we've got a breach over here. So far, no movement whatsoever. Which makes me think I probably ought to make a breach over here to force them to respond to it. Ah, here we go. They're starting to actually move in at this point, including actually running straight out the front door. Okay, this all works for me. Cannon, you reload for the time being. You might be able to do something very useful very soon. As for you, Mr. Trebuchet, you can do a big, nice pile of damage. Love it. Right, long swordsmen are very well armoured, so doing that much damage to them right now, not bad. And we've also got archers up on the walls over there. Well, we know what we need to do to them. Hang on, where are my engineers? Here we flipping go. 1 flashbang for you stupid bastards. And now you're blinded for 2 turns and cannot shoot me from the walls. Marvellous. In fact, my muskets have got a shot too. Oh yeah, you guys are being shredded. This is lovely. So, let's see what tricks they've got left for them. And, aha, you've got a little healing priest with you. Couple of irregulars. Gonna do a little bit of light firing. Then we've also got ourselves some more archers laying down some fire. And that archer is just running straight at me because it doesn't have a flipping choice anymore. But I think it did actually just get a kill, so congratulations. Yeah, actually, they just killed the human engineer. Well done, you got revenge, you magnificent bastards. Time to charge him down with my heroes. No need for magic or any of that business. Just get in there and stab him with a big pointy stick. Though these guys are a bit too tough for actually just being poked, so in which case, there you go. 1 shot, 3 dead. Bloody trick shots. Right, time for their last stand here. The archers are trying to back off, just firing at these guys as they come over the breach. And the priests are going in with a great big spirit ray as well. They might be able to take out... Yeah, they've taken out 1 unit, but that was just a basic irregular, so kind of doesn't matter. In which case, yes, my archers are now in good position, though apparently... They don't have proper line of sight. Okay, if I step over here... Right, that's going to be better. Marvellous. Apparently that plant was in the way. So just start shooting them down, please. And, yeah, I'm going to guess human priests don't do so well against men in armour. And just 1 more little flash bomb on these guys up here. So the last unit of archers now basically cannot see. And as a result of that, is not going to be particularly effective in combat. But yes, I see why musketeers aren't quite so overpowered. Just like cannons, they actively need to reload. Gotcha. And he just basically throws himself into the meat grinder, and the town falls to us. And now we decide the fate of that city. I think we'll be absorbing it, but apparently that's going to take a few turns to do. Still, give it 5 turns, that place can be one of ours. Aha! And as a result of winning, we've got ourselves some new stuff here. Brand new settler, together with some priests. Good, good, good. Priests did indeed seem fun, with their ability to actually heal up friendly units. Still, let's actually push forward with the main army and the cannons behind them for the time being. Don't send this guy up front, that's probably a bad idea. There is, however, a tower right here. Good, as soon as we take that, we might actually find, aha! We got ourselves a mine, we got ourselves a stash of mana, got ourselves a farm. This here is going to be a good place to have a town, though there's something going on already. And it's just a handful of little orcs or whatever. Right, well that shouldn't be any problem at all. Right, 10 quid says they decide to actually give up, and no, they're actually going to fight. So, alright then, I think we're probably happy just to auto that one. And that gets me a few little bits and pieces, so hang on. I've got myself a horse, and I've got myself a special item. The Pyromancer's Tinderbox, giving me Immolating Touch. So attempts to immolate an enemy unit, immolated units suffer damage, loss of strength, loss of morale, basically loss of everything. Good, that's pretty cool. And I've also got a Fell Horse that gives me a bit of protection against fire, so go on, I'll start riding around on the little fire pony. Ooh, and we're ready to give our leader some upgrades. So yeah, have a bit more health. That's all fine. And aha, they've got different costs, I see. Let's just give him the basics, actually. Bit more defense, bit more resistance to magic, bit more melee strength. Actually, you know what? Range strength. I like his gun. His gun's good. That'll do. And she's got an absolute ton of points as well. Marvellous. Probably best we give her lots of basic defense too, because she needs to stay alive so we don't lose. I've come across a group of unicorns, zebras, and a fairy. I feel like you shouldn't really attack these things. Like, this doesn't feel like a good thing to do. Yeah, let them run. Just let them go. We're not going to murder the unicorn. Ooh, and we've even picked up a new unit, a draconian hatchling. So we've got a little tiny baby who can spit fire in our armies now. Marvellous. And down over here, we've got ourselves a settlement, but not an enemy. These guys are independent, so they are neutral giants. I like the beards. The beards are very, very cool indeed. So, tell me about your quest, and maybe we can be friends. Capture a frost giant's keep. Right, I'm willing to do that, because you guys have amazing beards, and those guys have weirdly tiny heads. So I could have just basically gone and attacked and eaten these guys, but no. If I'm friends with them, they might become my vassal or whatever. That'd possibly be useful. Right, working our way north, knocking over a tiny fort, nothing major there. We know about these guys, and yeah, we've run into a big old pile of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a spy drone. Marvellous. So let's get one of them sorted out, please. Because naturally, that thing's job is to go and figure out what's going on in the world, and in particular, yeah, go and have a little look-see at that city, and whether I can be bothered to go and deal with the ice giants or not. Ah, but we might have a good opportunity to do some good work here. So in the classic Total War tradition, if I attack one unit that's just spawned outside a city, that's going to pull in the forces from inside the city. They've actually got to come and fight me. Marvellous. Well, possibly anyway. I don't know. Are they technically in the city? I don't know if you're technically in the city or not. Alright, fine, they were totally in the city, whatever. Well, that's fine, we'll just start blasting the hell out of it like we always do. Except this time I've got a draconian hatchling and they're absolutely flipping adorable. I accidentally misclicked and sent them forward. I suspect they're about to die. Yes, they're totally about to die. They might be able to survive this, I don't know. Come on, priest, heal up the terrifying hellspawn. I'm not 100% convinced the priest should actually be bringing the hell beast back to life, but whatever, it works. Alright, we've got ourselves the breachers. So, send in the hell beasts up front, send in the musketeers and the engineers behind them, keep the cannon ready to fire, have the priest nearby to heal them up, because if they're going to line up along here, the cannon can absolutely slaughter them. It's going to be beautiful. Now, let's see how they're going to respond at this point. They're going to They're going to come forward and you're going to try and heal up those guys. But those guys could take a few nogs from an archer. They're not too worried about that. And you're actually firing on my... who's out of the back? That's just engineers. That's fine. Now, a fair bit of damage is being done over here, but it's light damage. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, really. And they are really determined to take out those long swordsmen. That's absolutely fine. You know why? Because... okay, you can only use the healing ability once. Okay, that's less good than I thought it was. Well, continue laying down the fire. This is going to be a bit of a tough one to push through, but... yeah, actually, it feels like this side is relatively undefended. Right, you guys, get in there. Start trying to take the breach, please. You'll be able to do some really damn nice work. And now, everyone else, start moving in behind them, please. And what's the range you've got on your spirit ray? Feels like it's not great, to be honest. Start laying down a bit of fire on these archers, please. But yeah, that bloody line of sight penalty, that's brutal stuff right there. Okay, the bare minimum, Larissa should be able to finish off this first unit so it can't retreat or anything. They're dead. That's positive. And meanwhile, over on this flank, what's the range on this thing? Ooh, your fire spit's not bad. Very, very nice indeed. Right, open fire. Not bad. Musketeers hit bloody hard. Love it. Move up the second set of musketeers. And we've got ourselves a way in, actually. Good, well done. Right, keep that cannon reloading. We might well need it yet, because I feel like things on this flank aren't going to be going so hot momentarily. And yes, unfortunately, those guys are a bit on the dead side. And now the spirit rays are coming in, which from the high ground are hurting an awful lot more. And as should be expected, yes, some of them are actually, wow, some of them are rushing outside to try and stop me getting in the breach. Alright, that's all absolutely a-okay. So we've got ourselves range penalty. There we go, 9 to 13. Not bad, my little fire puppies are doing good work there. Right, get my engineers ready to go here, because you could actually net these guys, but probably best to just blast the hell out of them. Yeah, do it. And you also hit a wall. That's fine, I suppose. Open fire with spirit rays too. Marvellous. Screw you. Critical hit. Very, very nice indeed. And, oh yeah, we've got a cannon, don't we? Sorry, sometimes I forget about the cannon. Right, musketeers, start moving into position. Reload the muskets, ready to go next turn. We're making progress here. We're making progress. Oh yeah, those archers, they're doing beautiful work right there. Well done on that. Okay, you guys, head round over here and... do you want to finish those guys off? Or, actually, you know, that'll do nothing. Get your shot in. I want those priests dead. Now we've got one archer over here and one civic guard over there. Nothing too dangerous, really, but one unit may be about to go down. And in comes the... is that a civic guard over there? I think that's a civic guard. So doing a little bit of light damage, but nothing too major. And some attacks coming in. My priest looking a bit flimsy. And you're firing over there as well. This is not so bad. And ouch, I think my engineers were just absolutely slaughtered. Yeah, engineers are really damn squishy, as it turns out. Okay, no problem here. You guys, take out this lot if you'd be so kind. And then flaming puppies, you get up onto the walls and then start breathing some fire. Because that's going to start hurting a lot. Oh yeah, this'll do. This'll flippin' do the job right here. They are starting to fall apart. And I think tragically my flaming puppy just went down. Dear oh flippin' dear, there have been casualties. Still, now we've actually got troops on the walls. Yep, the archers are starting to do some good work, even some tough units. So that's good stuff. There have been casualties, but the job has been done. We have taken the city and we have lost 4 units. Ouch. Alright, and the world starts to shape up around me here. Obviously, we've still got the quest from that guy. I've got my spy balloon over there. I can see the actual frost giants in question with their terrifyingly tiny heads. Melee strike of 16, but there's only 2 of them, and they've got no range whatsoever. So yeah, basically bring enough indirect fire or artillery, should be able to take them out. Plus, they're frosty, so probably fire magic works pretty darn well. Good city to take though, because yeah, you got a Shrine of the Frozen Beauty right there, so set up a city nearby. That's extra research rate, lovely. And at this point, yep, looks like we just want to keep heading north, keep knocking over more and more towns, eventually find out where the flipping cultists are. But bear in mind, this is mission 1, and we've only managed to cover this much of the map so far. So there's this little kind of sub-quest over here, there's all sorts of whatever over here, we'll probably loop it back in ourselves. So yeah, these missions are big damn missions. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I think you get the point. This here is Age of Wonders 3, and it's an interesting one. And while the game's maybe a little bit scruffy these days and the UI could do with a little bit of polishing, it's an interesting one. It's a fun and interesting one. I'll tell you what, it's made me excited for Planetfall, because take this core idea, polish it up a little bit, streamline it a bit, bring it up to modern standards. That could be something very, very special indeed. So, colour me looking forward to the new one, ladies and gentlemen. You will see that as soon as I can get my hands on it. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Age of Wonders 3. Thank you very much, and goodbye. You know, I really hope we've agreed open borders with Japan, by the way. Otherwise, they have basically just invaded. I may have picked the wrong fight over... Yep. And my cities, of course, have got even more flipping high-tech, though mysteriously still completely dependent on, you know, an aqueduct. Now, I'm not saying your entire army is mostly already dead, but it kind of actually is.